Good afternoon and welcome everyone to AIADA's Auto Talk. I'm your host, Rachel Soleimani. Before we get started, a few quick reminders. Anyone who is registered for today's program will be receiving a copy by the end of this week. And if you have any questions, be sure to enter them into the Q&A bar at the lower right-hand side of your interface. Today, we welcome Marianne Johnson, Chief Product Officer at Cox Automotive. Marianne, I'm especially excited to hear about your outlook on the auto retail innovation horizon for 2025. It's hard to believe it'll be here before we know it, in just a few short months.
Yep.
But I'll stop talking now and I will give you the floor.
Well, thank you very much, Rachel. So, hi, everyone. I'm Marianne Johnson. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Cox Automotive, and I have the pleasure of leading our product, our data, our security, and our software engineering and technology teams. I joined Cox Automotive a little over 6 years ago, and we have been on an innovative and transformative journey that has been the highlight of my career so far. I am at heart a data geek. I have over 35 years in my career so far, and primarily in financial technology at large scale global public companies, and have been leading and part of teams that are transforming different industry verticals through data, leveraging advanced techniques like artificial intelligence to bring about the art of the possible and impact consumer and client experiences. So I'm very excited to be here today to talk about data and AI and show you how AI, artificial intelligence, is changing the game for automotive retail. Now, AI is not new. It's been around. It's been touching our customer and consumer lives as individuals for years now in ways that you may not even realize. We are doing some exciting things with AI at Cox Auto that I'll share with you shortly. So, as an individual, whether you realize it or not, you're already experiencing the benefits of data powered artificial intelligence every day. Many of you may subscribe to Netflix, you may subscribe to Amazon Prime or another streaming service. You have likely noticed how the movie recommendations are tailored just to you. Even if you leave a channel and you come back on in the morning, it knows what you were watching last or what you were watching at a certain particular time. And that will be what comes back on when you log back in. This is just a simple example of how different types of data are used to predict what movies you are most likely to watch. Behavioral data, it pulls in things like what you do watch, how often you watch it, how many times you've watched it in the past. It pulls demographic data, things like where you live. It's also paired with advanced analytic capabilities. And Netflix and Amazon, as an example, they use that data to make the experience very personalized to you. And they make predictions about what you might shop for, what you might be interested in. And that's when you see those suggestions for you and even customizes your experience. So, why all the buzz right now? It's really an interesting situation where digital data is now more abundant than it has ever been before. Think about everything that you can access on the web. And then tremendous computing power hit a tipping point. It's now more affordable and it's accessible. So, because of those two things, the amount of data proliferation that's out there and the new compute power that's affordable, new algorithms such as ChatGPT or GPT, those are large language models, they've been invented. And what happened is the algorithms were always there, but the data wasn't available to churn through, and then the compute power wasn't available. And when those two things kind of hit a tipping point around 2 years ago, all of a sudden now you have new models available to do new and different things. So it's creating ChatGPT or generative AI models now will generate new images, new content, and answers. And that's the tipping point. So it's not really new technology, it's new data and new compute power. So hopefully that helps a little bit as people think about like what is all the buzz now. So moving to our next slide, before we dig into the capabilities and opportunities of AI, I want to level set on some of those terms and unpack what's real about the hype around AI. This is really what's real and what is smoke and mirrors, you can see on the slide, because everybody right now really wants to put AI on front of everything or generative AI on front of everything, and you really got to dig through what's real. So, before we dig into those capabilities and opportunities around AI, I wanted to level set on some of these terms and unpack what's real and what's hype around AI. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI. They are all interconnected fields that represent different aspects and advancements in the capability of machines to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. So artificial intelligence at the top of the diagram. It is the broadest concept that refers to any program that can mimic human problem solving and learning. AI systems can perform tasks such as understanding natural language, recognizing patterns and images. So, AI can tell if an image is a tiger or a cat. It is seeing a pattern and learning from that pattern. And I'll talk about how we use that in a little bit. But machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, and that involves algorithms that perform um, or improvements as they are exposing more data. So this is deeper, richer data for the machine to learn from. Essentially, machine learning systems learn from the data by making predictions, comparing that prediction with the actual outcome, and then refining the prediction for the next round. So more data in the system is exposed, and that makes the better prediction, the better predictions, so the better the predictions get. Now, deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning, and that uses neural networks with many layers, hence deep. So when I think neural networks, I want you to think multiple brains. So if machine learning is using a brain and you go into deep learning, you have multiple brains in play. So the machine learning, again, is only one brain, multiple brains when you think about neural. So deep learning is particularly good at recognizing patterns in unstructured data, such as images and audio, just voice recordings, and it can pick out information out of that as it's searching through it. It's the technology that's behind many of the advanced AI functions, such as voice recognition and image classification. Now, generative AI is a subset of machine learning, not necessarily deep learning, but machine learning that focuses on creating new content. It can generate a text, it can create an image, it can create an audio outcome. If you've heard even some of the things that are scary about a deep fake, is that really Marianne's voice, or is that a audio that's created by generative AI because it picked up my voice somewhere else? It's also other media that can resemble human created content. So if you haven't been out there and played with ChatGPT, which is a generative AI tool, I would encourage you to do it. Ask it some questions, see if it can summarize something for you. So generative AI models like ChatGPT, they learn from large data sets that produce new and original outputs that can be surprisingly creative and accurate. So it is a hierarchy, what you're seeing here. The more data you have, the more compute power you have, and the deeper types of AI you have, you can start to unpack this and understand it just a little bit more. So Cox Automotive has been able to do this better, Marianne's opinion, than anyone else because of the quality of our data. Because you can have all of these tools, but if you don't have the data, none of this really matters. So it is all about the data to be effective in AI. So if we'll go to the next slide, let's take a real world example to illustrate that AI is only as good as the data foundation that you have in place. You probably have heard the phrase garbage in is garbage out. That holds true with data as well. Having the right data that connects is key to your success with AI. Think of it in tiers that build. As you see here, data is the foundation that AI capabilities are built on. The next tier are insights that will tell us what happened, while predictions tell us what is likely to happen in the future. The fourth tier is recommendations, which prescribe what we should do. And then the final tier is automation, which is just do it for us. So you can go from an insight to a recommendation. And if you want to choose to automate it, you can say, automate it and make it happen for me. So in the example on the screen that you can see how with personalized data from John's shopping activity, AI can help as a dealer move through each tier from predicting the likelihood of a purchase to making targeted marketing recommendations to automatic ad retargeting on social media. So consumers have a very similar experience when they are shopping on Cox Automotive sites like AutoTrader or Kelley Blue Book or dealer.com. We personalize vehicle recommendations for each shopper based on what they have looked at in the past, their demographic information, the payment details they have provided, and a whole lot more. And as a dealer, you get to reap the benefits of that personalization when you're a Cox Automotive client, since we are putting the power of all of that data and all of those insights right at your fingertips to be able to use. And that is really just the tip of the iceberg. This is just one example of how you can take the vast amounts of data and apply different levels of action to go from insights to automation, depending on the amount of data that you have and your comfort level with it. Now, that data gives you access to advanced technology to reach out to consumers like John in a very specific and a very personalized way. Data and AI will be the secret to you being able to accelerate your business with things that matter most by putting the power into your hands, giving you insights and access in the moment that when it's relevant to take action. So, using data and AI smartly means you can create stronger relationships with your customers, but connect with them in ways that matter with the right information and make more informed decisions about vehicle acquisition and inventory management. Now, if we move to the next slide, I just want to give you just a feel for the data that I'm talking about. Since data is the foundation of successful AI, it is important to recognize that all data is not created equal. For example, at Cox Automotive, each year we see 5.1 trillion vehicle insights. We see 2.9 trillion consumer insights, 80 million leads, and over 30 million vehicles that are in market. So, data and AI are not new to us at Cox, but we have a team of data scientists that I am blessed to lead that have been investing in this space in years and bringing these insights and actions to market. If you haven't heard of it, we have a data platform and a data science platform called DriveQ. That is our data intelligence engine, and it is our foundation. Now, DriveQ data intelligence represents Cox Automotive's stewardship and responsible curation with purposeful actions to connect those dots and develop insights and predictions to help the industry. Those insights and predictions enable you to take action that is smart and timely and should help you win. Now, these are three types of data in DriveQ and data intelligence that play a critical role in the Cox Automotive ecosystem. First is our consumer intelligence, which is the data that we just touched on. It's all about the consumer. Second is vehicle intelligence. That is all the information that we know about the vehicle. And last is market intelligence. This covers all of the overarching data in the macro sense on the automotive marketplace, like retail, sales estimates, headwinds in the automotive industry. If you've ever listened to Jonathan Smoke, a lot of our market intelligence data that Jonathan brings to bear to help the industry understand where we are. So, how does all of this data intelligence come together? We at Cox Automotive, we're taking the power of our DriveQ data and creating unique insights that are available across our solutions, and they connect with one another. The power of the connection across is where you really get powerful insights. So whether your customers are shopping on one of our marketplaces or come in through one of our e-commerce tools, or whether you're in VIN solutions in the CRM or in our DMS, the data about each consumer and transaction connects across the Cox Automotive ecosystem. When you think about the future of automotive, I truly believe that harnessing the power of that data driven insights today will be the key to driving profitable growth for the future. Now, we have a foundation of good data, types of AI, and outcomes that AI can deliver. And I want to give you some specific examples of what kind of problems data and AI can help solve in automotive. There are 5 areas that I'll touch on today. This list is absolutely not exhaustive, but it represents some of the power of data and AI. So today, you can use AI to help you improve your consumer marketing. It can improve your merchandising. It can improve damage detection, improve acquisition and inventory management, and improve fixed operations efficiency. So those are just 5 that I will touch on. Now, if I move into consumer marketing, Connect AI, what we call Pulse, which is the next slide. I gave the consumer marketing example earlier about how connected data and AI can help you create customized and more personalized experiences like targeted marketing campaigns. If you, as a dealer, can reach out to me as a consumer at the right point in time with the right information of knowing I'm in market, what I'm interested in, what I can afford through the right channel, then your ability to engage with me just exponentially went up. We can take it even a step further using AI and generative AI to help make messages even more personalized than ever before. Products like our Gen AI CRM message builder shown here uses buying signals data to craft a hyper personalized message for dealer clients to refine and then send to leads. Retailers may be sending messages to leads today, but without data that we're providing, it might not be relevant to that consumer. It might not be sent at the right time. So you want to make sure it's personalized and relevant and timely. Now, dealers can use AI, our buying signals, to start the message that you can then tailor it. We call it human in the loop, saving you time and increasing customer satisfaction. We know that consumers expect this level of personalization during the shopping process. So generative AI can meet that expectation without sacrificing efficiency. So as just to make it super clear, our tool will generate the message for you with all of those buying signals and all that personalization. And then we put the human in the loop, the dealer, to help make it personalized or adjusted as you might need, or send it at it as is. But Gen AI, our model with our data, does that work for you. Similarly, on Deal Central solution, if you haven't heard of Deal Central solution, you want to look it up. It connects the data across all aspects of the deal, from online to in the store, to allow a seamless flow through of the deal process. Deal Central also features our Deal Pulse tool, which again connects data across sources to provide an at a glance view of the customer deal, likelihood to buy, and more. So, whether that consumer is engaging online or in the store or interacting in different components through Deal Central and Deal Pulse, you can see everything that you need to know. You can see what they can afford. You can see what they have spent with you before. You can see what they have done on service. So you have the history of that consumer and what they are most interested in basing on all those buying signals. So you have all of that at your fingertips right there. And that activity and that interaction can be so spot on and help that consumer transact with you. Now, moving on to the next slide with marketing and merchandising. Staying in the marketing and merchandising lane, at Cox Automotive, we're utilizing generative AI internally to enhance editorial content that improves our SEO and provides more value to the consumer. Our hyperdrive internal tool, so we're utilizing it ourselves, uses Cox Automotive vehicle and market intelligence paired with a carefully crafted prompts. We do that in technology called prompt engineering that gives specific inputs like vehicle, year, make, model, content, topic, word count, target audience and market, geolocation, and even content examples to mimic the right tone and style. So, using generative AI, the SEO content can produce much more quickly while still leveraging the vast amounts of data available, therefore, not sacrificing quality. So, this results in higher quality, it gives accurate content. While it still includes a human review by a SEO editor, we can produce the content more efficiently. And that's a great example of how everybody should be thinking about how you can use generative AI internally. Now, merchandising as a whole, now that we know that the consumers have high expectations, they expect to learn the complete story of a vehicle in its online listing. The dealers need to be able to market the inventory the right way with enhanced data, with enhanced imaging, so that online shoppers recognize the true value of that vehicle in relation to its asking price. So, thanks to AI, we can create comprehensive listings and build condition reports that are just like seeing the vehicle in person. So, Vehicle Intelligence 360 is a game changing AI solution that revolutionizes the vehicle detail page. Now, the AI powered solution scans a dealer's inventory listings, identifies those with the 360-degree spin or photos that could be stitched together. Then it mines the existing data and layers on an interactive digital showroom experience for mobile and other devices. Without adding any extra work for a dealer, the Vehicle Intelligence 360 optimizes returns on every vehicle and helps you distinguish yourself from the competition. So ultimately, swaying more online shopping decisions and boosting your profitability. So AI can help you tell the complete story from start to finish and engage those shoppers online. So, moving to one of my most favorite AI examples is damage detection. We know that making smart decisions is critical to the retailer and the business that you're running. So, we're using data and AI to help you understand the condition of each vehicle so you can have complete confidence in digitally buying. Now, our industry first fixed imaging tunnels produce a complete digital twin. I'm going to say that again, a complete digital twin of a vehicle so you can see the smallest details down to dust on a tire, writing on the sidewall of a tire. Now, with nearly 50 cameras, we have over 90 light panels that we capture over 2,500 images of virtually every vehicle exterior from multiple angles, and we do that in seconds. It's automatically selecting the 12 best retail ready images. And of course, there is our new AI powered damage detection, which uses our patented fusion technology to automatically generate a reporting for the car, and it tells you the full condition of the car. After the vehicle moves through the fixed imaging tunnel at a Mannheim auction, the human element comes in. Irregularities are presented to the inspector as suggested damages. The inspector determines if the suggestion is acceptable, needs to be edited, or if it's false. And that's the human in the loop again. And the more and more we do that, the more that deep learning AI computer vision model is learning. So any suggested damage accepted or edited is recorded and written consistently, making the condition report an even stronger resource for a wholesaler to make the best buying decision. But advanced imaging does not just apply to Mannheim or buying at wholesale. Just think for a second of what this could mean for shoppers on AutoTrader and Kelley Blue Book. Consumers expect the digital listings to tell them everything they need to know about a vehicle. And this technology could make it so that the online view is as good as kicking the tires themselves. So we are leveraging the AI technology to provide consumers with a better view of a used vehicle, including a vehicle 360-degree image all the way around the vehicle, the damage detection callouts, and more, even thinking about feature, trim, everything that is in the build data on that vehicle. Now, just as this damage detection uses AI to mitigate risk and foster trust, Viato's Profit Time GPS is a solution that puts our data science driven system into your hands to help you take the guesswork out of inventory management. So, Profit Time GPS's AI tools give you what you need to create a smart inventory mix strategy. The solution matches the needs of your store with hyper local supply and demand data. Then it helps you optimize your pricing, your appraising, the acquisition process, letting you offload the risk without the manual guesswork. We've just recently added global search that lets you take that to the next step. So you can now find the inventory that aligns with your acquisition strategy by searching across all and any wholesale auctions, any private party listings, any missed appraisals, service appointments, KBB ICO, and even lease returns. So, data and AI can help you learn where to acquire the vehicle, where from what trade ins or various wholesale channels. It's going to help you at what price should you acquire it with the disposal price prediction, through which channel to dispose of the inventory, retail or wholesale, how to price the vehicles over time with VIN specific characteristics, hyper local supply and demand in play. And with the leads from consumer ICO, that data gives you access to trade information, a critical input that is good for you and for the consumer. Now, I'm going to ask you just to put your what is possible hat on for a minute, and I'm going to move to a fixed ops example. Now, things that we're actively doing R&D work on because we have the data. Imagine if you're a technician, you're working on a fleet, or you're at a dealership and you're doing fixed ops work, you're doing recon work. You could be a Mannheim technician. Because we know what engines we're looking at, all of that data can be loaded into a model. Because we have advanced computer vision capability, if I put the image capture on the head of a technician and I have an earbud in their ear and they can see what they're working on, they can speak to what engine that they need more information about or tell me how to fix this, I can have a chat interface with that technician, telling them what they need to know, what they can learn, and we can be advancing their capabilities by the visual to helping them find things the human eye may not spot. So the combination of computer vision and then all of the data in a chat interface like a private chat GPT then makes that technician more advanced, lets them learn faster. These are all things that are like art of the possible and what we can do. So I want you to imagine that's an example of things that we're trying to move towards to make it very possible to gain efficiency and create innovation in a physical world. Now, if we move on to really the AI is here to stay. It's just like when the internet came out. You can't put the internet back in a box. AI is the same. Generative AI is the same. So as you can see from what I've been sharing and showing on the slides, data and AI can be incredibly powerful when applied to solve problems. Think about it creating efficiencies, and that the data and the AI is really the future in many industries and specifically in automotive. These advanced capabilities I just mentioned are just a snapshot of what we will drive the experiences in the market, and we believe the market's going to demand those. And I'll leave you with this before I take questions, that data and AI are here to stay. And I want everybody to lean in and embrace it while we do that with a very responsible eye for doing it for good and making sure that we are bringing value. So, embracing data and AI is the way of the future. And automotive, the world is changing too quickly to simply rest on the way it's always been done. So I believe we all need to begin to think about how data and AI can benefit each of you. So with that, I want to make sure that you have the right data and I want you to make sure that you have the right partner to help you put it to use. So today you are probably getting data from a lot of different vendors. And first, I'll share a few thoughts on this. So first, make sure that that data that you're receiving is high quality. Second, make sure that you can use that data to make connections. Getting the data to connect in ways that you need is the only way to really be successful in AI. I believe that Cox Automotive is leading in this area, and the breadth and the depth of our first party data from consumer to vehicle to market insights is really unlike any other. And the connections that we are making across that ecosystem is where I really see differentiation and the art of the possible to be able to make sure that we are meeting the needs of all of you, our customers that we care about so much. So think about it on the consumer side. The data enables you to maximize each opportunity, no matter where in the life cycle that consumer relationship or that transaction is. On the wholesale side, we wanted to make sure that we're making you smarter on the vehicle acquisition and your disposal decisions become timely, more relevant, and more efficient. So when you're ready, start small. If you're just dipping your toe into the AI landscape, find one pain point that you want to improve and start there. Find something like a wasted opportunity that could be automated. Optimize the human side of the interaction and leverage automation where possible. I don't think you can be as effective or profitable as you want to be today or in the future if you don't have a data strategy that's paired with an AI strategy. That is where I think you can get started right now. And so we're here to help. So if you have a relationship with Cox, that's great. Reach out to us. If you don't hesitate. You're going to continue to see us innovate in data and AI and bring new, powerful, connected solutions to market to put the power of that data into your hands. So, from a Cox Automotive standpoint, we couldn't be more thrilled to be the partner in the industry on this journey. I want to thank you for taking the time to be here today. And if you're listening to this after the podcast, hopefully you get a lot of value out of it. I know I threw a lot of information at you, but I hope that you'll walk away feeling more informed, more knowledgeable about the ways that you can take advantage of data and AI in your business. And with that, I am happy to answer any questions.
Marianne, we did have a question come in. Let me read it to you here. What are the most important questions I need to ask a supplier or provider who is offering me AI services?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you first need to understand their data, right? Where is the data coming from that is powering their solution? And make sure that you look at examples of the outcomes from that particular partner or vendor and make sure it is not providing what we call in the technology space hallucinations or false outcomes, because you really have to know what you're doing with the data and that you have to really know what you're doing with your AI model, because it can actually give bad predictions and it can hallucinate, which we call it, can't come up with something that's not grounded. And the only way you know that it's valid is you got to look at the data and that you got to look at the outcomes. So I would test those two things. And if you see good outcomes, I think, aim small, miss small, but get started because it will make a difference in your business.
Thanks so much for sharing your insights, Marianne. We've been planning this auto talk for a while now, and I'm glad that you were able to find some time in your schedule to talk to us.
Absolutely.
Again, you will all be receiving a copy of this webinar by the end of this week. For those on the line, join us for our next webinar on Tuesday, October 1st at 2 p.m. Eastern as Erin Kerrigan reviews the 2024 buy-sell market. For more information about AIADA, visit aiada.org. Thanks for joining and have a great day, everyone.